In today's Baby Master PT live Q&A, I'm answering your specific questions. So if you have a question and you want me to answer it live on air, send me a comment and I will answer your question. Here's today's question. Hi, Charek. My baby is 10 months old and isn't crawling yet. From the beginning, she preferred being on her back and didn't enjoy tummy time. Currently, she's able to pivot and push her chest up with her arms. She can stay seated and can seat herself with a little bit of help. She is very active with her legs and loves to kick. But whenever we try to put her on all fours, she hates it. When she's on her tummy, her legs stay in a frog like position. I would appreciate any tricks or advice you have for this situation. This is a fantastic question. Thank you so much to the person who sent this in. And let's get into it. So sometimes a baby develops, and it is a normal part of development where baby might be able to slide themselves backwards rather than being able to go forward. And that just means the baby's arms are a little bit stronger than her legs at that particular point. Now, this baby is able to pivot on their tummy, and baby is able to push her chest up off of the ground. So that means she has pretty good arm strength. The trick is now being able to get the legs involved. Mom used a specific phrase where mom said, baby, when she's on her tummy, her legs are kind of in the frog-like position. What this means is that baby's legs are positioned kind of like this, where baby's on her tummy, her knees are bent a little bit, and those legs are looking kind of like a frog. So, as I always say, I always tell parents, start where your baby is. And that is always the case. You just have to start where baby is. So that's what we're going to go do. We're going to start exactly where baby is. If mom has baby and baby's on her tummy and baby has her legs in this frog-like position, one of the simplest things a parent can do is to take a toy, put it in front of baby, something to attract baby's attention that baby is trying to reach for. And now what mom can do is take her hand and put it directly under baby's foot, or just hold baby's foot like this. Now you'll notice baby's leg has a slight bend. At this point, I don't want you to do anything else with the leg. Leave it in that slight bend. Just put your hands or put your knee under baby's foot and give baby a little something to just push off of and do that move. Now, once baby gets to the point where she can push with one leg and actually be able to slide her body, doing this commando crawling, and slide her body forward just a little bit, she will become excited that she can actually move and reach the phone or reach the toy, whatever it is she's trying to grab. So that's the first thing. The next thing you can do is take both feet, bring them together, bend the knees slightly, and I like to hold around baby's shins like this. Now you notice where I am. I'm down on the ground with baby. That's where all the good action happens at this age, 10 months. And so you want to be down on the ground playing with your baby. So your baby starts off like this. You grab her. She can do a quick scissor like that and just move forward as she's playing on the ground. Over time, as baby's legs continues to get stronger and she starts to actually do a little bit of that commando crawling, what you can do is move the leg up into a bigger knee bend. Bend baby's knee a little bit more and then put your hand underneath it. Now you just made that activity a little bit more challenging for this individual leg. You can start off by bending both knees to a greater degree so that both feet are working together. A lot of times you'll find that baby does not just have is not just able to do this activity, but one of baby's legs might be slightly stronger than the other one. And by using both legs together, having both legs do an activity together, you are capitalizing on the strength of the stronger leg to help the weaker leg along and help the weaker leg to catch up. Now, Once baby starts to actually do a little bit of commando crawling where the tummy is still in contact with the ground, but baby is now up on her forearms, you can cue baby to come up on her forearms, bring those forearms under her chest so that baby is in kind of this position on her forearms. Once baby is able to now manually commando crawl, you're going to notice those knees kind of digging into the ground a little bit to get her to move forward. Here are a couple of pro tips. Put baby in a onesie so that baby's knees can get some traction on the ground. If you have baby in one of those long baby outfits, it's a little bit too smooth and baby's not getting enough friction and she might not be able to move. And so that can be frustrating for a little one. So put them in a short onesie where the knees, no socks on the feet, the knees and those toes can start to dig into the floor and actually start trying to move baby forward. Now, as you move forward and baby gets to where baby's doing some commando crawling, moving forward, here are a couple of little tricks that you can use. And I've actually done these. One, you can take a cushion or a rolled up towel. I like to use a small inflatable ball, put baby on top of the ball so that baby's knees can touch the ground. This ball is kind of big, but then this baby is big. And so that the hands and knees are on the ground. And what you can do is then gently roll baby forward on the ball so that she is doing more of a plank where her hands are down. Notice where my hand is. My hand is on baby's tush. And you can get baby to bear her body weight in this position. I like to put a toy there so that baby can look at the toy and be able to keep that head upright as baby is on her hands and knees. I like to put a toy and encourage baby to be able to reach for the toy and touch the toy. When baby is able to do that, another way that you can cue baby to start bearing their weight and doing these planking exercises, if you don't have a ball, just sit on the ground, prop yourself up against the couch so that you are comfortable, and put baby in between your legs like this with baby's hands down on the ground. Start off with baby's chest. Notice baby's chest is on my leg. Your leg is usually like the perfect height for a 10-month-old to be able to extend their arms so that their arms are straight and baby is in this position. What I like about this position is that baby can pivot and you can use your leg as a fulcrum so that baby can pivot over your leg. You start off where baby just has to lift her head to look at the toy. And then as baby gets stronger, you begin to push her body out a little bit further so that baby can plant those hands flat on the ground and be able to do a mini plank where now baby is actually responsible for her upper body weight and her head. That's quite a bit of a workout. As you get to the point where baby can put her hip on your leg and now baby is doing a plank, baby is doing quite a bit of work and you can stay there for about 5-10 seconds. Baby will let you know when she's tired. You'll notice the elbows will bend and that head will just drop down to the ground. We're doing this on a soft surface, so you don't have to worry about hurting your baby. When baby is in this position with the support under her trunk because baby is over your leg, this is the perfect time for you to take those knees and just bring the knees in close to her bottom so that the knees are under her hips. Once the knees are under her hips, now we kind of preloading and have baby in that crawling position. What you can do is, in this position, gradually move baby down until baby is down. Baby's body is down over the lower part of your leg, and baby is up on hands and knees, where baby is bearing their body weight up on hands and knees, and you can support baby around the trunk. I like to get in a crawling position or in a kneeling position like this, where what I will do is I'll trap baby's feet up against my knees. You see the way my feet are. Notice the way where baby's knees are. Her knees should be directly under her hips, or you can bring baby all the way back into what's called short kneeling, where baby's tush is all the way back on her heels like this. And now this position does a couple of different things. One, if your baby has weak arms and your baby is not able to tolerate this full position, hands and knees with the knees directly under the hips in this position, some babies will collapse at the elbows and you'll notice the head will go down. If that happens, rather than abandoning the position completely, here's what I want you to do. Let's say your baby does this. You have baby on hands and knees and baby's head drops down. When you have baby in this position, the head drops down because baby's arms start to get tired. If you take your hands, put it at baby's hips and bring baby back, you notice the way the head has come up and the arms are automatically in this position where the arms are flat down on the ground. And then you can start rocking baby gently in this position where you're not even really trying to move or have baby crawl. You can have baby start to rock front to back in this position. As you're doing this activity, I like to, sometimes I'll have a baby that they can tolerate pushing up on their hands, but they don't like to come up on the knees. Like some babies, this position can be a little bit weird for baby. So what I like to do is use a little trick where I'll have baby have a toy or have my phone and baby's trying to play with the phone. And what I will do is take my index finger, put my finger right here in baby's hip, the top of baby's thighs, and take my pinky finger and my ring finger and kind of put it in behind baby's knees. And what this allows me to do, I will do this with both legs at the same time, where I can take baby like this and just boop, boop. And now I've kind of forced her, bring my knees in to where my knees are behind her feet and bring baby back into this position. Now I've got baby where she's trapped on her hands and knees. Some babies don't like it. Some babies find this position awkward. They start to fuss. But if you give baby something to look at to distract baby, you should be able to do it for a short period of time. And I've done this in parents' homes where I put baby manually, just put them in this position, trap them. But I have a toy and I'm cueing baby to reach for the toy with one hand at a time. What this position does is it cues baby to bear all their body weight on one arm while they're lifting the other arm up off the ground to go ahead and play with the toy or bat at your phone. Now, once you have baby trapped in this position, if you can get baby to tolerate and stay in this position, play with the toys with one hand, switch the toy to the other side so that baby has to shift their body weight onto her left hand and reach for the toy with her right hand and be able to play with the toy back and forth, right, left, while still being on the hands and knees. I've had babies that will start to try to push out of this position when I move backwards a little bit. And what I would do is just move those legs backwards, move the legs backwards and keep baby trapped in this hands and knees position. As baby gets better, you will be able to put your baby on hands and knees, get those hands under the trunk and just support baby around their trunk and gently rock baby front to back. Sometimes you'll notice babies doing that front to rocking front to back on their own, where baby is trying to figure out the limits of their stability, how far she can move forward before she tips over on her head. And so I like to encourage baby to rock front to back, and I will actually hold baby very gently around the trunk, rock front to back on hands and knees, and see if I can get baby to maintain that hands and knees position. Some babies don't like this position so much that if you want to insist on having your baby crawl, and I highly encourage parents to encourage your baby to crawl as much as you possibly can, because of the neurological workout that it gives your baby with that cross communication between the right and left hemispheres of the brain, I find that I sometimes have to Get down on hands and knees. Put baby in the hands and knees position. Move the left arm forward. Then move the right knee forward just a little bit. Then move the right arm forward. Then move the left knee forward just a little bit. And continue alternating. Left arm, right knee, right arm, left knee, left arm, right knee, until eventually baby will get the idea that, okay, you know what? I'm up on hands and knees. I'm crawling. I might as well crawl and go ahead and reach for the toy. Taking these steps one step at a time and gradually increasing the amount of challenge that you're giving your baby will help your baby to develop those crawling skills, which are super important for overall strengthening core, trunk strength, arm strength, shoulder strength, chest strength, and mobility while baby is on hands and knees. Now, if you feel like your baby's legs are weak and your baby is still struggling with hands and knees, here are a couple of exercises to specifically focus in and strengthen baby's legs. I love these exercises. You can sit on the ground playing with your baby. Put your baby to sit on your leg and just simply position baby's feet under her knees, his or her knees. Lean baby's trunk forward just a little bit. Take one hand, put it in the back, in baby's back. Take the other hand, put it around baby's chest, so that you're giving baby kind of like a weight belt. Hold baby in this position and then cue baby to stand up. If you bring baby up 3/4 ways, now you're asking your baby to do a quarter squat. Baby can come all the way up on their own. Come back down. Some babies, once you have them standing, they kind of stiffen their knees and they don't want to do the squat because they realize, okay, this is work. Here's a little ninja trick you can use. This is a Baby Master PT tip for you. Bring your leg up, touch your leg to baby's bottom. That'll cue baby to sit on your leg, and then you bring your leg back down to the ground. And now you've reloaded baby. You want to make sure that the feet are under the knees again. Reloaded baby, put baby back into that seated position, but primed for a good quality squat where baby's body is leaning forward slightly and baby can do a squat and strengthen baby's legs as baby comes up into standing. Baby just did a squat with her entire body weight, with you not picking baby up. You're just supporting baby with one hand at her back and the other hand around her chest, and you're pretending like you're trying to help her, but she's actually doing the work. As her legs get stronger and stronger, you want to make sure that you are doing less and less. I like to encourage parents to do what I call a fingertip hold, where you get your baby to a point where you just delicately holding them and giving them that confidence to stand on their own, but you're just there in case they lose their balance, or if they lose it for whatever reason, you can grab onto them. You're not holding your baby super tight. You're being very delicate and very strategic with the amount of assistance that you're giving baby. Another way to do some squats that's in a fun and playful, engaging way is to position baby like this, where you put baby to stand, where one of baby's feet are on either side of your leg and your leg is in between her feet. And you can put baby on your leg like this, over your leg, put baby to sit. Again, you want to make sure that those feet are under the knees, and then you can hold baby's hands and now encourage baby to stand up and do a little peekaboo. And baby comes up in this position. You want to do like about 10 to 15 squats, or do as many as your baby can tolerate doing. Some babies do them really well. Some babies struggle with them a little bit. It's all going to depend on your individual child. And so as you go through this and you bring your baby up, you now have baby in a perfectly safe environment, a safe position to where baby can do some exercises and you not have to worry too much about baby falling or hurting themselves or anything like that. Let me check and see if we have any questions coming in from this live stream, and see if anybody is actually asking me any questions. I don't know if I have any questions coming in at this point. Let's take a quick look and see. Let's take a quick look and see if we have any questions coming in. I do not see any questions. Let's take a quick look and see if we have any questions coming in. I do not see any questions. Let's take a quick look and see if we have any questions coming in. I do not see any questions. Take a quick look to see if we have any questions coming in. I do not see any questions. To see if we have any questions coming in. All right. So if you have any questions for me, go ahead and drop them in the comments and I respond. I will take some questions and turn them into lives like this and answer a specific question. That way I can help you to feel confident and actually laying your hands on your baby and being able to help your baby progress from one milestone to the next. If you're new to the channel and you've not subscribed, please do so. If you found this video helpful and you feel like there's someone else that you know who would benefit from it, please share it with them. And I will see you in the next video. Before I go and before I forget, I created a free downloadable PDF that covers all the gross motor milestones from 0 to 12 months. If you want to download that, you can click the link in the description, download it, slap it on your refrigerator. That way you have it as a reference and you can look at it anytime you want to and be able to keep track of where your baby is and know when to reach out to get some extra assistance and get some extra eyeballs on your little one. All right, that's it for today, my friends. I will see you in the next video. Now remember, a hug is a silent I love you. So don't forget to hug your babies. All right, I'll talk to you tomorrow.